Hi guys and welcome to the IGTSH YouTube channel tonight for a brand new stream on Gran Turismo Sport tonight for the grand final of the Clash of the Teams, the COTT organized by both IGTSH and GTHR, so Independent GTS Hungary and GT Hrvatska, that teamed up to create this huge event, Team v Team. And tonight it will be the grand final, last round tonight at Dragon Trail Seaside, reversed, in fact. Really important because we have our 6 last team standings. So it will be interesting to see how it will work. And tonight I will be once again joined by Mr. Richie. How are you?
Hey guys, welcome to the stream once again. This time obviously in English, and this is indeed the grand final, as my friend Roman kindly mentioned. It is a pleasure that we have 6 teams still with us, and we actually got to this point after 6 weeks of hard work and everyone collecting points and racing. So I'm really excited to have brought this championship to everyone, as well as taken my part in commentating and hosting the lobbies. So let's have an awesome final race.
So right now it's the test start, so don't worry, I'm not missing anything. Just wait to every test to finish. So we need to talk about our teams tonight that qualified. So last week it was in Hungarian, so not in this particular language, but we had the semi-final that you can see right now. So that was the semi-final after the 4 rounds that we saw on this channel for Group A. So we got 2 new groups that were created for the semi-final on Kyoto Yamaguchi plus Miyabi. Here is what it looks, and we nearly had every one of our favorites, we can say that, but like the 4 best team after the group stage qualified for the grand final, so no big surprise. However, we got the 12 that managed to qualify, and then I think the 8th. So yeah, huge surprise for those 2 teams that beat We Are Driven Blue, L Team and Zephyx. So yeah, it can be surprising still, globally. Oh, sorry, just have an issue. Okay, sorry, it was for me. Okay, I think it's good now. If you had any problem on the chat on the live stream, don't wait, don't mind to tell me. Not an issue. I think it's gone now. So yeah, like I was saying, this was the semi-final, and here are the final, the standings for the final. So our 6 teams that qualified: GT Greek Communities that won Group A with 376 points. Then the second place was the KSZR GP team, so both 1st and 4th on the standings qualified, so it was pretty logic. Then it was the same for Group B with IGTSH that won with 451 points, qualified for the grand final, so pretty logic. And then the same for the 3rd finishes of the group of the semi-final, and the group obviously standings. It was the Total Race Motorsports, or TRM, with 221 points. It was yeah, a bit close for them, not the way that the semi-final wanted to come up with, but yeah, it was pretty close, but they qualified, so it's the most important, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And Group A, once again, we had KSZR. Nappali actually managed to get a pole position and actually win the first race, so that was very good points for their team as well. At the same time, GTGC once again brought a very different lineup of their drivers, but still managed to get a 2nd place finish, as well as a double podium in the second one, as well as HKRT Kevin 77 actually managed to get a podium finish, which actually secured HKRT's position in the semi-final, as you mentioned as well. It was very close, but they just about squeezed in, and they did a very good job there. At the same time, Group B, our team from Sensei Akosh and David Red actually did a very, very good job as well. I believe they were just short of getting the maximum amount of points available, because Digit Maniac finished in front of David Red in the first race, but other than that, it was pretty much a flawless weekend for us at IGTSH. as I mentioned, obviously Digit and Zanza each managed to get from GTHR Blue, each managed to get a podium position, as well as TRM Oli in the house, missing out on the podium actually, but they just about squeezed through in the final as well. So those are our 6 teams that will be racing with us in the final, and they within very well deserved results as well, both in the group stages as well as the semi-final as well.
And we need to mention too that we got some big surprise on those eliminated teams. So both 5th and 6th after group stage eliminated on the semi-final. So both Zephyx Motorsport and We Are Driven Blue, I think it wasn't red, it was blue, on 5th position. So yeah, pretty surprising because they did 5th and 6th position, in fact. So Zephyx, it was a hard time for them, beaten by We Are Driven Gold and L Team. So yeah, Group A of the group stage standings did a bit poorly on the IGTSH that qualified, and then the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th from Group A on the group stage eliminated on this Group B. So L Team, We Are Driven Gold, and Zephyx Motorsport, and we can also say MTK Budapest Sports that will finish P6 of Group A in the semi-finals. So yeah, we have our 6th team: GTGC, KSZR, HKRT, IGTSH, GT Hrvatska Blue, and TRM. So we have our 6th team. I'll let you obviously translate everything in the chat, Richie. But hi everyone, yeah, of course, hi Dixon, hi Renatas, hi Sabi, because I know it's Sabi and not Shabby now. I took Hungarian lessons.
Yep, Sabi it is indeed.
Kinda.
Just a bit of feedback from Dixon. He's saying that we should maybe increase my volume just a little bit, apparently. If you're happy to make that change. Yeah, so we have Sabi, the kind team manager, good sir, in the chat for KSZR GP team.
And qualifying will go underway right now, just right now. So they are currently trying to get out of pits. So it's the perfect time to see what will be our combo, technically our track and race car. So we'll be, like I said, on Dragon Trail Seaside, reversed in fact. So pretty hard track because the chicane, obviously, etc. Is pretty challenging, let's say. And no, this in reversed, it's different than the normal way. We'll see how they'll handle that. So it will be in Group 2 cars, and for the first time it will not be a motor-type car, it will be an open group technically. So 3 cars that were available, every 2016 car from Group 2, I think, were available for the drivers.
Yeah, I think the thing is actually all of the cars are available, but I do believe that the driver has particularly opted for a non-16 car because of the fuel and tire wears. They're just not very good on those kind of cars. So I'm pretty sure we will be mostly seeing the 3 cars from 16, which is the NSX, the Lexus, and the Nissan.
We'll see what will they be able to do with that. But very interesting to have a open category for once, and a really hard one. We'll see if they can battle even with dirtier, but I think quali will be really, really important for sprint race. And team race will be a little bit different. And hi David, obviously, for you. So yeah, we just got a lap of Dragon Trail Seaside on the Group 2 cars, and now we can go on track with our 12th driver that we can present right now. Quali is underway, 8 minutes left, and we are on the first flying lap right now for the 12 qualified finalists of the Clash of the Team. So let's present the first one. It's KSZR that are first on track. So they finished 2nd of semi-final A, remember, with 2 drivers that I don't know, so we'll see what they will be able to do. First, it will be an Hungarian driver for the Slovakian/Czech team, if I'm correct. So Max Range with number 23. We'll see what he will be able to do, obviously. And then his teammate from Slovakia will have Napali 91 with the Lexus. So 2 drivers on the Lexus. number 8 for him. Then we got TRM, Total Race Motorsports, so third from semi-final B with the Hungarian Explo. See what he'll be able to do, and obviously his teammate that is a little bit far away from him on this quali is 10 right now. It's obviously Holly in the house, a driver that we need to check for this grand final. Really fast driver and dominating in group stage, in Group B in fact I think it was. So really interesting to see what he'll be able to do. And then we got the big surprise, third of semi-final, the biggest surprise of HKRT, Hellenics Knights Racing Team, with Kossi 97 here, with 96 in fact for his car. Once again, a lot of Lexus I think, a few Nissan, but yeah, no Honda NSX. So
yeah, I think based on the testing we've seen, the NSX unfortunately really struggles on both tires and fuel wear as well. It is a lovely car to drive. It's much better than the Lexus and the Nissan, but unfortunately it goes for the sake of the wear. So I think the drivers are making the right choice.
Huge crash right there for Kossi when you were talking. Okay, pretty interesting. A lot of Lexus for now that we saw. So Nissan NSX for TRM, Lexus for HKRT and KSZR, and the teammate for Kossi it will be another driver that we need to check, Kevin 77 from HKRT. So we'll see what they will be able to do on this grand final. Then fourth team that will present, it's one of the two creators of this event. It will be GTHR, the Croatian team, with first of all Kruhok 1950 with the Nissan GTR. His teammates will just go in the pit right now, so not the best of timing, but it will be Digit. I think it's like that you should pronounce it.
Yep, definitely Digit Maniac. He's very famous on YouTube as well. Content creator, fellow content creator, so he should be making a very good appearance.
We'll see what they're able to do. We'll talk about right after the timings right now. We'll just need to talk about the IGTSH team first. Another Nissan team with Sensei Yakosh here with number 303, triple three, let's say. It will be easier. For Sensei Yakosh and his teammate, I think it's Kende, just Kende, for the second IGTSH driver. First time I see him on track, so it will be pretty interesting to see what he'll be able to do. And then, last of all, the leading team, the other leading team of semi-final, it's semi-final A, GTGC, GT Greek Community, with Olympiakos Piraeus, I think.
I think we should just refer him to Olympiakos.
Yeah.
I think it's the best. We have Santiago and Olympiakos, so we will have a good combination of people, I think.
Yeah, and then the actual pole man, so great transition like that. It will be Antinos Consta. Yeah, I think I'll need to warm up my voice to say it fluently, you know. Antinos Consta. Yeah, Antinos Consta.
Awesome. Well, you
right
nailed
now.
it.
So a driver from Vanquish Esports, pretty huge English team, and he's unknown, let's say, in the GTGC for this tournament. Obviously, the Gran Turismo Greek community, so more of a community than a team. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see. Right now he's on pole position right now, 128.172 right now, 96 milliseconds ahead of Olinda House in second position, I think. Driver just had a little issue in the chicane. I don't know who is it.
I think another one just crashed on the screen there for a second.
Krohok, that and Sensei Yakosh. Okay, so it's Sensei Yakosh that just lose his car on the chicane. So yeah, pretty bad for him. 2 engine blown right now for both Sensei Yakosh and Krohok. And for now, like we said, Olinda House is in second position, 128.2, and then 10th behind it's Sensei Yakosh with a 128.3. Then Digit 128.397 right now in purple on the third sector. 80 milliseconds ahead of TRM Explo, the second driver, let's say, behind her in the house. in 128.4, then Krohawk in 128.570. Kende from IGTSH just lose his car right now. Fortunately for him, it was the last corner.
Very unlucky, actually. Yeah. I think that might actually ruin his chance for another lap unless he gets back really fast.
We'll see. And Digit, like I said, he was in purple, and he just take pole position away from Tinos Consta. 128.152, 20 milliseconds ahead from the Greek drivers from GTHR/VQS. Oh, huge crash. I think it was a Nissan. I don't know.
I think it was Krohawk again.
Krohawk again? Ah, unfortunate. 2 in a row for
we will see a lot of issues on the qualifying, partially because all the drivers want to do this chicane flat because it's a massive time gain.
Yeah.
If you can manage to get it through flat, it is possible in quali. I do think that in the race everyone will be lifting through there, but it's worth a try, I think, for every driver to take it flat.
So for now he's in 6th position. So Krohawk in 128.5. We were with Olympiakos, that is now in 8th position. Ahead of both KSZR drivers, Max Range in 9th position and Napali in 10th position, so 129.1. They are actually, I think, 8 to be in the 128. And then both KSZR driver ahead of HKRT's, Kevin with a 129.2 and Kossi with a 129.5 right now. So last lap already of this quali session. For now is Digit that just took a huge time, and right now is in pole position. It's pretty surprising, really good surprise, I think, because like we were thinking for the pole position of Tinos Consta, for Olinda House and Siakosh, and for now those three drivers are all beaten by this Croatian fast Croatian, let's say, from GTHR.
Very impressive results from everyone. Actually, I must say that obviously the order of the top, maybe even on the screen, the top 8 guys. Obviously, we still have 4 more drivers, the KSZR and the HKRT guys, but the top 8 guys on the list on the left so far, I do think it is a fair representation based on what we've seen in the past. Tinos Consta is a very, very quick driver. All in the house as well. They are both no doubt top split, but Digit as well, especially in GR2, he's incredible. While we see Tinos Consta actually cross the line, he doesn't improve.
Yeah, he didn't improve. All in the house now, as Digit will not improve too. All in the house will not improve. Digit will not improve. Only Sensei Akosh can. Top 4, and Expo is not far away, the second TRM drivers, and he will not improve. Sensei Akosh, Explo will not improve, I think. Krohawk can technically beat his teammate, he will not be the case. Kende once again lose his car on last corner, and it will be a pole position for Digit from GTHR. Amazing job for him in this quali session, ahead of VQS and Tinos Consta, the Greek driver from Vanquish, and for his 7th GTGC. Then both TRM drivers in 3rd and 5th position, all in the house, ahead of Explo, and then the other Hungarian IGTSH Sensei Akosh completing the top 5 by doing this 4th position in the quali session. Then we have the second GTHR driver, so Krohawk in 6th position, and then in 7th we have IGTSH Kende, Olympiakos in P8, so 4 team in the 8th first position, and then KSZR 9th and 10th, Max Range ahead of Napali, and HKRT's drivers 11th and 12th, Kevin ahead of Kossi. And we'll be up for 20 minutes of racing here at Dragon Trail Seaside. We're underway for our 12 drivers and no restart. So great news and huge start for Digit ahead of all his opponents. He'll keep the lead, and for now no changes on top 4, but Krohawk just took advantage of Explo. Is now in 5th position, ahead of the TRM drivers. Kende in 7th, and huge start from Kevin in 8th. He was starting in 11th, so 3 position gain for him. Sensei Akosh putting pressure on Holly in the house right now, and it's Crowhawks that just try on the inside. Little dive bomb from him, and it works. He's now ahead of Sensei Akosh in 4th position. Great start for the Croatian driver right now. Then it's Napali taking the 8th position away from Kevin. 8th position, 9th for Kevin, and Max Range, hard start for him, down in P10. And yeah, poor start from Olympiakos from GTGC, only in 12th position, trying to recover 1 position on Kossi. But yeah, poor start for him right now, and he's trying on the inside. Whoa, yeah, Greek driver that clearly don't give good manners to each other, let's say. But yeah, it was pretty hard, let's say, from Olympiakos. And except this overtake, it was a pretty clean first lap.
Yeah, and as I was about to say, but obviously we had a very, very quick start on the race. Every driver apart from one is actually within 1 second in the field, so we can tell.
Sensei Akosh nearly hit all in the house by trying to overtake Rock, and he will, I think, be overtook. But yeah, Explo will take P5. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it was nearly a huge crash. Sensei Akosh will keep 5th position. On the outside from Explo, it will not work. Sensei Akosh, yeah, poor start from the younger Hungarian driver. Hard to keep his 5th position right now.
Yeah, he's very hot on his heels, I think. He's been trying to get many positions back ever since the start of the race. Obviously, he did lose one, I do believe, at the start, or he managed to gain one, and then he wanted to get it back, and I think he just managed to slightly misjudge his braking there.
And we nearly had a huge shunt between the 2 leading Hungarian drivers, all in the house, and Sensei Akosh. And Explo and Kende nearly took advantage. Not enough for the Total Race Motorsport driver. And then, yeah, good operation for Kohawk now. 1.3 seconds ahead of Sensei Akosh, and trying to recover on All in the House for a 3rd position battle. While Antinos Consta trying to get back at Digit. But right now we need 2 more tenths to catch up to Slipstream.
And I already have the qualifying results. Luckily, because of I'm only in the house's 3rd position qualifier, as well as Explo's 5th, they are indeed on pole position. So you can tell how much this team qualifying concept is actually proving to be very different to every single other league that we have seen before. It is a very unique system, of course, with the team qualifying time.
Oh! Sensei Akosh is out! Sensei Akosh is out! Engine damage, then the chicane of death chicane, let's say. Hitting for the first time in this race. And, yeah, huge loss for IGTSH. It will be hard from now. I think we have a huge contestant for the grand final win that's maybe already gone with this huge engine damage and huge crash. So yeah. Meanwhile, it's Kevin right now that goes out. So once again, last driver that is now out. And what is this replay? I never. What? What?
Maybe the cameraman went on holiday. I think. In this,
yeah.
In this
so
replay.
There's only one cameraman for replay. I never. Okay, sorry, it was a first for me. But yeah,
Akosh is already in back up 1 position then, so I guess not everything is lost, but obviously
yeah.
Not a good start from the young Hungarian
when nearly lose his car once again, and now he's back of Olympiakos for P10, but I think Sensei Akosh is not the type of driver that want to fight for a 10th position, so it will be hard for him right now. Meanwhile, Kossi having a great race because he was starting P12, he's now on P9. But pretty far away from the KSZR driver that are not really alone on this track right now after this crash from Kevin, as we didn't really see. because obviously, yeah, it worked pretty well. Oh, I think I'll try. Just need to try in this, so we can see what happened. Oh yeah. Common mistake on this track.
You might have just just slightly sliding wide, clipping that wall there.
Exactly what happened. So common mistake on this track. I think it's the two main mistake, two of the three, I think. So the chicane, this corner, and last corner that we saw with twice with Kende, the reacceleration.
Yeah,
and
the cars are very low, so and the curbs are really high and the cars are very low, so they end up actually bottoming out on these curves, which is really hard to make. Like it makes them really incredibly hard to control. So the drivers must avoid the curbs at low costs, pretty much on this track.
For now, we are on the start of lap number 5, and I think there will be 12 lap maybe.
Somewhere around that, I do think. Although I actually do think there should be 13 laps or even 14 laps, just because we should be looking at 27 laps on the second race, and this is since half race distance. I assume it could be.
Oh yeah, maybe 13 lap. We'll see. But for now, we're on lap 5, and Digit maintain his gap of 1 second ahead of Tino Sconsta.
Yeah, it's really difficult. Obviously, these cars are not only really fast and really high downforce, but once you start following someone, there's a lot of dirty air in the back of every single car. So getting within the 1 second range is very, very difficult, especially if both drivers are so quick. Even a slight mistake, as soon as someone gets to a part like this part on the track, which is really, really fast paced, they will struggle to keep up. So it's very difficult to overtake or even get inside the 1 second range, as a matter of fact.
Meanwhile,
as I was saying earlier about the team qualifying concept, so it will actually be TRM on pole with Ollie in the house starting in pole and Explo in second, and that's very interesting because they actually only finished 3rd and 5th in the qualifying. So you see that you don't even need to be 1st or even 2nd in this case to even get the pole position, because the field was so close to each other that 3rd and 5th place can get them pole.
Technically, it's logic because Kende was the first of the second driver, let's say, because it was 4 team in the first position. So I think it will be in second row will be still GTHR, and then third row will be IGTSH.
No, third row has been.
Oh, GTGC.
Indeed, GTGC will be in the next row by only 3 tenths.
Ooh,
but it's very close.
Yeah.
But yeah. Actually, in fact, 3 tenths. Talking about 3 tenths, Total Race Motorsport will only be ahead of GTHR Blue by, if my maths is correct, about 0.27. So less than 0.03 of a second.
Let's hope it's right. Let's hope those maths are right.
Yep, if the maths is correct.
We'll see. So yeah, for now, for race 2, we'll talk once again about that in details for the start of race 2, but it will be first row TRM, second row GTHR, third row GTGC, fourth row for IGTSH. So once again, huge loss for them to only have fourth row, and then KSZR in fifth row and HKRT in sixth row. And meanwhile on this race, so we're at the end of lap 6, soon the start of lap 7, so technically nearly mid-race. So yeah, you're right, I think we can maybe have a lap number 14. We'll see how many drivers can maybe have this lap number 14. But right now, a gap that is really staying like that between Digit and Tino Sconsta. 1 second, technically, he can't come under the 8/10 gap to the Croatian driver ahead of him and takes slipstream. So yeah, pretty hard for now for him. Then we have Olindaus really far away right now, 2.6 seconds. He was 1.8 like 2 laps ago. So yeah, big loss for him right now, even if he's in purple at the end of sector 1. And the 2 first drivers are really fast right now. I think they the faster driver on track, both Digit and Tino Sconsta.
Yeah, 2.5 seconds ahead in only 7 laps, so that should be about just a few tenths a lap. Actually, it's not that big of a mad margin, but obviously the slightest differences in speed always add up. So we can see them going forward. As we do see actually the closest 2 drivers is on camera right now with Explo and Krohak.
I was about to say that, but yeah, in fact, first battle right now on track, it's the battle for fourth position between TRM Explo and Crewhawk, so a really important battle right now, because it's the second driver from TRM that's battle against the second driver from GTHR, and then 1 second behind that tries to come back to these two drivers and take this battle for fourth too. It's IGTSH Candace's first driver, unfortunately for them, for the IGTSH team. And then we got the KSZR drivers, so Max Range right now that is still ahead of his teammate, and that technically gained a lot of time on his teammate, nearly 2 seconds we saw, 1.8 right now, ahead of Napali in 8th position. And then HKRT Kossi that is trying to catch up the Slovakian driver in 8th position, 2 seconds away right now. And personal best time on lap number 7 for him, so last lap. And then we got, I was about to say another battle, but Sensei Akosh just dropped by Olympiakos. Pretty strange maybe.
But you reckon he was inside the slipstream on the main straight?
Maybe a mistake for him.
Yeah, maybe just braking a bit too deep actually. Ooh, very, very close call there again with the car bottoming out once again. Those two corners actually outside, after the chicane, the long left-hander and the last corner actually is where it's really, really risky for the cars to bottom out on these curves, because there's a lot of runoff that normally you would be able to make use of in different kind of cars, but not in GR2. In GR2 it's very, very difficult to as we see right now on camera right here, if the drivers just about get two wheels on the red bit, it's really dangerous to keep the car on track after that happens.
So right now, yeah, can they nearly catch him up to Crewhawk, but the Croatian, unfortunately for him, just loosely him on Explo. Yeah, I think they can try something right there.
It will be the chicane now, so I would expect him to drop back a little bit. It will be very difficult to get the car.
Because he missed and touched the outside wall, and yeah, right, just instantly lost 4 tenths, 1.1 second away from Crewhawk.
The cars drift out really wide in that corner as soon as you're in the slipstream. It's crazy how much the car doesn't want to behave.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Sensei Akosh managed to catch up and overtake Olympiakos. Sensei Akosh now in P10.
Olympiakos.
Yeah, it's close, but it's not the same. And right now he's in P10, ahead of the Greek driver from GTGC. And yeah, for now it seems to be a battle between GTHR and TRM for the Clash of the Team win. And if GTHR win the whole thing, it will be a huge surprise, because they were, I think, in 8th position, because it was GTHR red and not blue. I think it's something like that. They were in P7 or P8. Meanwhile, TRM were P3 after the group stage. So yeah, it would be a huge surprise to have GTHR that could win the whole event. And welcome to everyone, obviously, on the live stream. Welcome Tamash. Yeah.
I think personally, okay, so pick your favorites. What do you think? Just 6 minutes left from the race. I do believe we only have about 5 laps or 4 laps left. So
for the team or driver?
Let's go for both. Let's go for drivers and teams. I reckon I will go first. Personally, I think TRM is looking very good here, because they're P3 and P4, and they will be starting in pole on the second race. So I do believe that TRM is actually looking very favorable. We do see very consistent results from the two teammates, actually not too far away from each other on race pace either.
Oh yeah, and it's Olympiakos, unfortunately, meanwhile, that took the second chicane. Oh yeah, he's lagging. So unfortunate for him. Kevin will take P11 for HKRT. Hard race for him too. We know him a little bit in France, because I think the HKRT team and himself participated in GT Fusion. And yeah, he was pretty strong there. But and yeah, meanwhile it's his teammate Kossi that will do the second mistake on this track. see chicane. And yeah, so Sensei Akosh will take P9. Hard time for the Greek driver right now.
Yeah, some mistakes coming through by the actually the Greek drivers. Yeah, in fact, the only Greek driver who has managed to keep it very confidently on track so far is actually Nitinos Consta, obviously behind Digit, who's doing a phenomenal job. As I said, he is one of the fastest guys in GR2 especially, so he's no surprise in this sort of field, and he is just very quick in general. So it will be a good challenge for Nitinos Consta, actually, who is indeed a top split driver and has had some major appearances as well. I do believe he is the team manager for VQS as well. So he has a lot of as he slightly goes wide there, he might have some dirty tires. But overall, yeah, he's got a lot of I would say he's got his fingers in a lot of pies. I guess he's both managing and racing very high level, both with the team he's managing and his own driving style. So it is no surprise, but we do see Kenda actually getting very close to Krohawk, which would be a very good clutch situation.
For TRM, in fact.
Yeah.
It will be a really important move. Battle for 5th position for right now between Krohawk and Kende, Croatian driver from GTHR Vatska, and the Hungarian driver from Independent GTS Hungary, the 2 organizing team. So yeah, it's a great rivalry and a really important battle for the global
Krohawk
standings.
a bit wide into that corner.
Kende 2 with the exit. And we'll see what Kende will be able to do against Krohawk.
Let's see if he can keep up through the chicane.
And yeah, he touched the wall a little bit on the outside, maybe to put pressure. Kende sliding on the outside, and yeah, unfortunately he lost a little bit of time. He lost two tenths, but a better exit, so nearly take everything back. The exit of the S's will be really important. We'll see from Krohawk point of view. Little wheel on the grass, but keep it on track right now. And yeah, Kende putting a lot of pressure on Krohawk, and there will be, like you said, there will be a lap number 14 for some of the drivers. Right now, we'll see how many drivers will be able to do a 14th lap. Yeah. I think 10 of them. I think the last driver will be too short.
Yeah, I think everyone who is only about.
Kende will try. I'm sorry, but Kende will try. First move on Krohawk on the inside of turn number 1 on the outside. Krohawk, we will try to stay ahead. Will be no use because Kende through right now, and Kende now is in 5th position ahead of Krohawk. Will be nearly the last lap, and yeah, in fact, only 8 driver will be able to have a 14th lap. I think it will be too short for P9 and 10. We'll see right after, but right now it's Crocs. Unfortunately, will go really wide. Really tricky is this dirty line on this particular corner.
It's really hard to climb up as well. It's almost like the car's wheels fall into a ditch or something, and it's really hard to come back onto the circuit. Well, we are watching a clash of the organizers, I guess,
yeah.
between IGTSH and GTHR. This is not only good for obviously IGTSH's points, but also it helps every single team in front of them because of Digit's lead. Maybe even GTGC.
Ooh, and meanwhile, and it's another great move for IGTSH. It's Sensei Akosh down the inside on Kossi, and he will take P9, and I think it will be last lap for them. So it's last lap right now for them, and then Tinos Consta will take the best lap, 129.1. Great move for the Greek team, but unfortunately for him, his teammate is in last position, so it will be hard to fight. And Sensei Akosh will take 9th position. Great move for him. Down the S's on the inside, and Kossi will have slipstream to go through the line, but it will be no use. Sensei Akosh will take P9 ahead of HKRT Kossi, then HKRT Kevin will take P11, and Olympiakos for GTGC will take P12. Going back to the leaders right now, 1.2 seconds of a gap for Digit ahead of Antinos Consta. And then both TRM drivers in 3rd and 4th position. And it will be a great move for both TRM and GTHR. That will be the two teams that might battle for this championship win right now. And Digit will take this first win tonight. Really impressive work for the Croatian driver. And GTHR Digit will take race 1 win here at Dragon Trail Seaside ahead of VQS and Tinots Constar for GTGC. All in the house will take last podium finish. Explo, his teammate from TRM, will take P4, and Kende will stay 5th ahead of Crowhawk from GTHR in 6th position. And then KSDR drivers Max Range in P7 and Napali in P8 will close these standings and this 14th lap. So Digit will take the first win tonight ahead of Antinos Consta and Hot in the House. Explo and Kende will close top 5.
Yeah, so with that race, if you are interested, after that race, based on my calculations, we have GTHR Blue in the lead with 162 points so far with that finish. Obviously, we do have to mention that these points may change once we have some incidents maybe reported or any sort of penalties applied. The points might change, but for now it looks like GTHR will be leading the points table with 162 points after that phenomenal drive. TRM is actually second with 154, so just about missing out on P1. And then GTGC, thanks to VQS Nintendo Consta's good result, but unfortunately because of Olympiakos finishing quite far down, he will only score a total of 111 points for GTGC. In the meantime, Independent GTS Hungary down in 4th place with 101 points. They will actually be starting in 4th place as well. Correct order there, as well as KSR GP team on 93 points in 5th place, and finally HKRT round off the grid with 52 points. As I said, this should be influenced based on the penalties that may or may not happen depending on the reports.
It was pretty clean for this first race of the evening, even in the qualifying session. So we'll see. I think there'll be a lot of penalties. So yeah. Seems to be a really intense battle for race 2 between GTHR and TRM for the championship win of this clash of the teams. And welcome Paitsi, how are you? Welcome also, I think it will be, I'll trade, but I think it will be, if it's a Hungarian name, Kakesh.
Racing? Yeah, Kakesh.
Yeah, okay.
Welcome everyone.
Yeah, so once again, the result for race number 2. So GTHR Digit with this race win for this grand final race 1 with the Charles Leclerc outfit and helmet. You can obviously be on the left part of your screen. And then just right now so yeah, I'll translate, but it will be so fuel consumption will be 3 times for the second race. We didn't have time to talk about that, but it will be in 3 times for the fuel consumption, and then for the tire wear it will be X9 obviously, and meanwhile this time was I didn't say it. I'm poor data, but we were in hard tires, obviously.
Yeah, so actually starting on the hards, obviously we actually forgot to mention that because the onboard lap is so fast in these cars. We did have the round intro, but so the drivers actually had to complete the qualifying on the hard tire. Then they did have the hard tire for the race as well, but in this race we will actually have both medium and the hard tire available, so it will be interesting to see the difference on pace. It should be about 1 or 1.5 seconds per lap, the speed difference between the medium and the hard tire. As just to help out the viewers, CRT, as you see on the corner, is actually the hard tire, and CRM will be the medium tire. So just so that all the viewers that are not French will understand.
That means everyone, obviously, except me. But yeah, sorry, it's in everything is in French. So yeah, I can't change to show it in English or Hungarian to be in the right language. But yeah, it's in French. So if someone have a question right now because you can't understand a thing on the screen, don't mind, but don't worry, it's normal, it's in French. So yeah. CRD is hard tires, the green color, and the yellow ones, the CRM medium tires, because yes, the drivers will be able to take a medium tire right now for the race, and obviously they are both mandatories. The drivers needs to take both hard and mediums. It's mandatory. Yeah, good question from Digit. When will be the start? I think it will be at maybe in 5 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, we usually allow about 10 or 15 minutes for all drivers to take a little bit of a rest and also get used to the new settings on the.
Oh, 2 minutes. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it will be fast, fast launch.
Yeah. We are not messing about. This is the final. We are being serious. But anyway, what I was about to say before the lobby start actually is that with the first race, obviously the drivers are not aware actually of where they start, because unless they are able to calculate based on their times where they're going to be finishing and add it together while they are racing, or they maybe have some race engineer with them in the party or something who is watching the race, which is obviously allowed. Unless they have that, they don't really know where they will be starting. So actually relying on the medium or the hard tire to start on might actually be an interesting sort of choice, purely because no one really knows where they're going to be starting the race. I mean, obviously you can guess that if you qualify at the front, you will most likely start at the front, but yeah, so basically it's very dependent on the qualifying of both teammates on how the strategy will play out for all the drivers in the race itself.
We'll see, and let's talk about the race grid for race 2. Starting grid lineup. Better to say like that, but let's talk about it right now. So it will be on first row, not the poleman GTHR Digit, it will be the Total Race Motorsport from Hungary that will start on first row. So on pole position it will be all in the house. So yeah, I think he already have a bunch of pole position, I think, but for this one it will not be because of his first qualifying session. It will be with the qualifying, the team qualifying, obviously. And he will start in pole position, already, and then in second position it will be his teammate TRM Explo. Then GTHR will start on second row with Digit, the poleman from first race, in third position ahead of his teammate Crowhawk. Then the GTGC will start on third row with Antinos Consta from VQS on fifth position, and then Olympiakos in seventh position. Then we have Sensia Kosh in seventh position ahead of Candace's teammate, both from IGTSH, and on fifth row it will be KZR, Max Range in ninth, and Napali in 10th, and Kevin and Kosti in 6th row for LNX Knights race team. And now we will be underway for 40 minutes of racing here for the last race for this clash of the team, and this race 2 of grand final, and a really great start for the TRM drivers, Oli Hindaus and Explo that will stay, I think, and now Explo will, I think, be overtook by the 2 driver from GTHR and the GT3
in the semi-final, the GTHR sandwich.
And the inside he will try Explo point. They will crash, unfortunately. Explo will drop massively. Huge stunt right now, and he will stay in P8, I think. Then meanwhile it's Max Range in the inside right now. Oh my god, there's a lot of things right now happening on track. And All in the House will take first position still, and Tinos Consta will take P2 from nowhere. He was starting P5. and managed to overtook the 2 GTHR driver and then also the second TRM driver. Huge start for Antinos Consta. Then Digit and Krog still in P3 and P4. Kevin with the absolute blastering of a start from P11 to P5. Amazing work from him. And then the second Hungarian driver right now is Sensei Akos in 6th position. Then Max Range from the Slovakian / Czech team in 7th position right now, ahead of Kosi. Great start for him too, 4 position gain. And then Explo down in P9, Olympiakos down in P10, and Kende down in P11. So right now it's a huge down for the TRM driver, Explo in P9, and yeah, it can be good for the GTHR obviously. Meanwhile, Explo will try to overtake Max Range right now, battling for P8. Will be on the inside after very first try on turn 1, and yeah, it will go through, and there's a hit behind, and it's Napali from KZR. And yeah, I think that, and Kosi too! Both drivers that crashed, and I think yeah, it will be nearly over for them. Is damage on high or on
No, light damage is light,
Okay.
so the driver is still very lucky. Do we have a replay of that? Because I'm very curious of what.
Yeah, I don't have it because I saved for the first chicane obviously. I was waiting, so we'll not be able to have right now the replay. Just remember me at the end of the race to take the replay, because it's easy to go on lap 2 obviously. We'll talk, but we'll need to see the start. It's unfortunate that we can't have 2 replays on the same keyboard on Gran Turismo, because yeah, it would have been great. But yeah, right now a bit of let's say rough start for the drivers.
Yes, we did see 2 people flying away, obviously, as well as Explo actually getting contact with, I do believe it was one of the GTHR drivers into the chicane, or it might have been Nitino Consta, but it is a very dangerous position, unfortunately, to overtake in the chicane, and usually the driver on the outside is the, as we see here.
And then Kevin, that, well, I want to see the replay from Nitino, because it seems to be pretty insane outside, obviously, to see the action. And yeah, just 3 position gain just like that on the outside too. Great move for him. Yeah, pretty busy this start.
Very dangerous move to go side by side into that chicane. Unfortunately, someone has to pay the price, unless the only chance for 2 drivers to fit through there next to each other is if they both want to cooperate, and the guy on the inside unfortunately doesn't have to cooperate. It is not in the rules to give space to the opponent who is unfortunately on the outside if they are just behind you, so it will be, unfortunately, unless there is some specific thing about that incident, will just be a racing incident, unfortunately, about that kind of situation. But we'll obviously have time to check that back later on.
We'll see. And meanwhile, we already are at the end of lap number 3, and for now it's All in the House that is in the first position right now, dominating right now. And like I said, unfortunately, I don't have the replay for you, Sabi. We need to wait at the end of the race because this replay. And like I said, it's pretty unfortunate that we can't have 2 replay at once on the same keyboard. We can't, and that's pretty unfortunate. Like, I really hope that Gran Turismo can add this, even though it's clearly not a priority for everyone. But it could be a good improvement to Gran Turismo. And meanwhile, right now, Oli in the House is in first position, 1 second ahead of Antinos Consta. So yeah, it's the same situation for the DQS drivers. Once again, stuck 1 second behind the first driver in lead. And then it's HKRT Kevin that just took, I think, 3rd position away from Digit.
Yeah, the gap is fairly small, so I think that overtake was not.
Yeah, I think it was during the chicane. I think. And yeah, imagine if Antinos Consta and Kevin were teammates. well, it could have been really good for the Greek guys, but they are not, in fact. And Kevin trying to have a better race right now compared to race 1, and yeah, he does right now. P3 out of digit, but took both the Croatian drivers behind now, and that's normal because it's in medium. I didn't saw it. He's in medium tire right now, and that's why he's so fast compared to everyone. I think was the only driver on medium. We'll see after.
Yeah, I mean, then it sort of explains his pace then if he's on the medium tires. Obviously, it's very surprising. Obviously, I'm not saying that the drivers have a lot of difference in the pace, as I mean, based on the team qualifying as well. There's only 2 seconds between the first team and the last team, so the drivers are very close to each other. But I mean, we're seeing a very good recovery drive from Kevin on despite starting all the way from the back. Maybe that's why he managed to jump up immediately to the 5th place after his 10th place start, I think, because of the just the better start that the car has, I think, from the line based on the softer tire.
And we'll see what he'll be able to do against his fellow countrymen. But yeah, it will be an intense battle for P2, and we'll try on the outside. Oh, and I think Antinos understood it and led by nearly Kevin. I think he saw the mistake and decided to don't go side by side, I think.
I think actually Tinos Consta is actually doing the right thing here, because he does know, I think, that Kevin is on the medium tire, so he has more of a chance to actually hunt down Oli in the house in the lead. But the only problem now, I think, is that it's not necessarily the best option, because the medium tire will start wearing out.
And the Jit is right behind.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Tino Consta, if anything, if he's trying to let Kevin by to try and catch Oli, he's not done the right choice there, I think. Especially you can see he's still behind him with only a few times. The medium tire will go off. Also, by the way, just to correct, it's not only Kevin who started on the medium, I do believe it's Kossi as well. So I think both HKRT drivers are actually starting on the medium tire. But unfortunately, obviously, Kossi had his incident, so he's no longer in the play for a good result, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but he made
you were right. Yeah, you're right. It was HKRT drivers. So yeah, it was a good call. And yeah, Kossi is trying to come back at Kruhawk. And yeah, what? Oh yeah, he had a engine damage. What happened to Kruhawk? I can't go that far away, but I just saw this. He wasn't this far away. That's why. So I thought it was Santiago that overtook Explo. That's why he was in P5. And no, it's the Croatian driver that is now in P10, and that's huge for TRM right now. Kruhawk's down in P10.
That might have just saved TRM because of Explo obviously having the first lap incident. This might have just done enough for TRM to actually keep their point lead. Actually, no, well, actually overtake GTHR in their point lead. Now
and once again he's out. This one, I think it's the exact same corner because he was slow on this straight, and I think he's starting to get a little bit nervous. Kruhawk, yeah, he's far away. He's 14 seconds away from Kende.
It was a 15-second mistake on the previous lap there as well.
Yeah, that is really costing right now for the Croatian lineup. And that's a huge point for Total Race Motorsport right now. Meanwhile, Kende is trying to... Hey, Kende, is it... What happened for every driver? Kende wasn't this far away, I think. Oh no, it was P9. I think he was P9 still. Okay.
Yeah, I think Kende had just had a poor start. Obviously, in the IGTSH did start 7 and 8, so there's a possibility he might have just had a bit of an incident at the start. We're not sure, but
I thought once again that we might have missed something, but no, Kende is just fighting for... Oh, and Max Trent is out! This time, unfortunately for him, we saw it. And the KSR driver that I think put a wheel on the grass. Let's see. Yeah, on the sand.
The car bottoming out again.
He touched the sand, and yeah, immediately the car did say no.
Yeah, I think just the high curb and the loss of grip on the sand, it's very difficult. It's a priority to keep these cars within the white lines. In fact, I think on every single track, it's very dangerous.
And that means Kende is now in P8, trying to chase Olympiakos for P7. Clearly a better race for Kevin and Olympiakos, even though the GTGC driver is really lagging right now. Fortunately for him and everyone, and Kende's out! Kende's out! The chicane, unfortunately, once again. This damn chicane for those drivers, and Kende on the sideways, and yeah.
One mistake each from IGTSH. The drivers, unfortunately, they will have to pay for this.
Oh no! I know it's Croc! Oh no! And Croc poor luck for him. I think it's the inside this time. No, it's exactly the same. Exactly the same as Kende. Poor luck from Croc. And he's now down in P12 behind Costi and Napali. Kende lost his position for McLaren, so McLaren is now back in P8. And yeah, clearly a lot of things right now going on compared to race 1. I think it's clearly a lot more stressful for drivers to think that it's the last one. And you need to give 100% to win the whole event.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if you go through that chicane at a reduced speed, that does just alone cost you about 3 or 4 tenths of a second. So, you know, you have to draw a line between being stupid and trying to take it flat and trying to be too cautious. In fact, sometimes being too cautious is actually worse for these kind of drivers, drivers of these caliber that we see here, because these guys are so fast, they are used to a rhythm, and once you break that rhythm, once you try and tell them to go slower, it might just be enough to cause them to actually...
Ooh, wait, Kevin's out! Huge stun from Kevin after the S's. I think he grabbed too much speed on the exit, being in the slipstream from All in the House. And Kevin will, I think, lose any chance to take a podium, because the medium strategy is now technically over to overtake everyone ahead. And that's
that mistake alone cost enough. It cost as much as the difference between the medium and the hard tire, in my opinion. I think, that's.
Oh,
he's
speeding. He's speeding, and we can see that once again this time from Kevin. Oh, okay, so it's not so good.
I'm very interested, in fact, on whether the teams or the drivers will choose to do a 2-stop or a 1-stop. I think the two strategies are actually really quite close to each other. So we'll see what Kevin puts on his car now, if it's the medium or the hard tire. It will be interesting to see.
Oh, okay. Okay, so little replay glitch, and Kevin will go right ahead of IGTSH Kende. Really, that's really poor luck for Kende. Yeah, clearly Kakesh. And fresh tire, fresh rubber for Kevin, trying to get maximum out of it. And Kossi will get rid of his medium tires to take, so exactly the same strategy for Hellenic Knights racing team. And meanwhile, it's Crowhawk that will try a bold strategy to go for 25 minutes on medium tires.
Yeah, I mean, I did mention about the 2-stop. I don't really find it realistic to complete over half of the race distance on the medium. So
I think he'll try the one stop, but by doing a huge stint on medium. And
I think he has nothing to lose personally.
Yeah.
If anything, he should definitely try this. It usually pays off. You know, we've seen this many times in motorsport where people go for the weirdest strategies, fitting, like in a rainy race, fitting the wet tires over the inters or even slicks and everything. And we've seen many people win races because of this. So, I mean, you never know. It's very unlikely in a simulator, but yeah, well, we'll find out, I guess.
And it will not be the only one, because at the end of lap 10, start of lap 11, it's TRM Explo that will stop for medium tires, and then it will be the same for Max Range and Napoli for KSZR driver, for both KSZR drivers. That will stop now in P9 for Max Range, and Napoli in P10, clearly away from Cossi. Yeah, P10, but yeah, it's pretty interesting to see that we have really a lot. Oh, and Kevin's out once again. Ooh, huge moment for him, and yeah, not the best way to go out with these fresh rubbers. And yeah, we can see the loss that Kevin just had, because he's already been catch up by Max Range that was behind him before the stop. So yeah, it will be hard for Kevin.
And before Max Range's mistake as well, if you remember, Max Range actually made a mistake on in this corner actually that we're approaching now, as well as Kevin. So you can just see how much time Kevin has lost. He's right in front of Max Range now, who has also made a mistake. So basically, Kevin's gone from second place all the way back to Max Range, who wasn't actually at the front of the field and made a mistake. So massive time loss, unfortunately, for Kevin there.
Meanwhile, Max Range will try right now for P8 ahead of Kevin, but Kevin will have slipstream on Kende and will be maybe able to defend this position. Kevin will try to put pressure on Kende, and the exit will not be enough, but yeah, only 2.5 tenths between these three cars right now. Pretty intense. With his chicane. Kevin touched the wall on the exit. Will not be enough for Max Range to be that close and try a move on it. The Greek driver.
Let's see how well he can keep up in the dirty air now with the different tire compounds. I would expect him to hopefully stay on Kevin and maybe try and get a move done on the main straight again, given that Kende doesn't give him the slipstream, of course. Max Range actually driving very sensibly. Going through the chicane, I do think he actually lifted off and just rode and coasted there for about 200-250 meters before the chicane. So he's very sensible in his driving.
Ooh, Kende nearly lost the car right there. And Max Range will try, no, not on Kevin. And really interesting that Kevin try on Kende, be careful, and I think it will be a double overtake for the KZR driver. Yeah, perfectly done from Max Range. Except if he...
Can we replay that? Because I think Max Range actually
I
Kevin
think,
in the
yeah.
back.
I think it was Kevin, but you may... Ah, yeah, you're right. Max Range did touch Kevin. It's unfortunate because he will... little bit... how can we say it in English, but yeah, it will be unfortunate because the move was really good, this double overtake, and yeah, he touched Kevin, so it's his own mistake, and now Kevin's trying to put a lot of pressure and trying to go on the inside here. Yeah, I think Kevin's not happy with this overtake from Max Range, and meanwhile Kende stopped for mediums. He'll go back in 10th position behind Napoli. Slovakian driver will take P9. And yeah, mediums will strike for Max Range, and now he's really ahead of Kevin, sorry. And meanwhile, yeah, the leaders won't stop right now. And it's really interesting because that means that Crowhawk stopped 4 laps before... No, yeah, I think 5 laps even.
I think Crowhawk stopped when it was
at the end of lap 9. So it will be... so he just did a 5 lap undercut on the leaders and exploded a 4 laps undercut on the top 5 too. Pretty interesting. Really, really interesting. Will it work? We'll see. But right now, All in the House is flying away from Antinos Consta, 3.2 seconds of a gap. And Digits trying to, and I think he's catching up to the Greek driver from Vanquish Sports, and then Sensei Akosh still in P4. And yeah, 4 different teams on the 4 first position, the 4 favorites. Even though it's pretty surprising to. No, I think no, it's sad. It was the 4 favorites technically. GTHR right behind 7th and 9th position right now, and yes, once again another lap. It's already 18 minutes left, so more than half the race. So it will be a 2 laps less on mediums. Oh yeah, compared to hard tires. So yeah, it will not be a 50-50 technically. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, and, just a little update actually. TRM, actually, it's now the halfway point of the race. Just past the halfway point of the race, just 1 lap after. Live points.
Oh, and just out! I'm sorry once again. It's every time when you're trying
commentators curse. Yeah.
Like Antinos just took, I think too much speed on the entry this time for this corner, and Digits through, and that's huge for GTHR and TRM battle, because now they are P1, P2, and it will be hard for Crowhawk because it can be demoralizing if Crowhawk position will finish in a second place in the standings compared to the first place that they are right now. But Digit will take 2nd place away from Entinos Consta, and yeah, you can. Oh, and Entinos will stop, and he will try the undercut on All in the House and Digit.
Can we check Kevin? Can we watch Kevin? Can we check what happened to Kevin?
Once again? Yeah. Oh no, I think I took another replay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I took another replay, but you can see the incident before. Oh, and I think someone's. It's Artscossi. The other HKT driver that will see his race going from Batu, as we will not be able to see what happened, but Kossi will be 12th position. You need to be careful with the blue flags now. Rohawk will gain 1 position, but he's now on 1 medium tires, 6.4 seconds away from Kevin and Kende. Not the race that he wanted, Rohawk.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, so back to the live standings. Unfortunately, I don't quite have the full figure because of the pit stops and everything slightly being confusing between all the teams, but we have roughly the point lead, the leading top 3 points between TRM, GTGC and GTHR Blue. We have TRM running away actually with the championship so far with 366 points in the lead. At the same time, GTGC now in 2nd place with 296 points, but that is excluding Netino Consta's mistake. So considering that GTGC is behind them with 278, that's only 18 points behind that might have just been enough.
And very interesting because Digit will try the overcut on All in the House. All in the House stopped at the end of lap number 16, followed by his countryman IGTSH Sensei Akosh. And Explo will try the overcut on his teammate. Already stopped. I forgot. And Explo will take a 5.5 seconds gap out of his teammate before his 2nd stop, because considering his fuel right now.
Explo is going for a slow stop, I think. Yeah,
because he's in the red already. All in the House right now in 3rd position, 1 second ahead of Antinos Consta, so the undercut really worked well. I think it was the right call for All in the House, because he would have been overtook by Antinos Consta. So yeah, really great call for All in the House, and I think the Greek driver from Vanquish will be able to get back his position on Digit. Digit will go back on 3rd position. Explo will stop right now.
it's a very safe choice, I think, to pit earlier because, as I said, it's really hard to follow people in these cars. So, 1 lap or 2 lap older tires won't really make a difference because you really have to have a significant difference in pace to actually be able to keep up or even go for an overtake.
Is that enough of a fuel to go 1 lap? I'll wait that you see my screen, but that's not a lot of fuel.
Has Digit underfueled his car?
Right, no, Explo. And meanwhile, Digit is going out of pits. Oh, and Digit will lose the position to Sensei Akosh. Because Sensei Akosh did
really not working.
The 2-lap undercut worked for Sensei Akosh, and now he's ahead of Digit. And that's huge for TRM. That is virtually P1, P2, even if Explo will stop at the end of this 18th lap. Now we have a battle for P2. That will be P1 at the end of this lap between House and Tinos Consta. Battle for P3 soon between Sensei Akosh and Digit. And Max Range that will stop at the end of the lap is on the same exactly the same strategy as his countryman Explo. And his teammate Napali also. So we'll see, but
KSR, both KSRs yet to pit?
No, they already pit. In the everyone at least pit once.
Okay.
And so Explo, Max Strange, Napali, Krohawk will do a
0 fuel.
Oh yeah! Oh, great management for Explo. Really great management. And Holland House, his teammate, will take back the lead. 12 minutes left on this clash of the teams, the whole tournament. 12 minutes left before we'll know the winner of this tournament. So yeah, now Napali will join Explo and Max Strange in the pits, and apparently 26 only for 12 minutes. Let's check with Max Strange.
It should not be.
Yeah, he's on 50.
That's a very tight call for Explo. I think.
I think it's wrong. You can't do this. It's impossible.
Yeah, I don't think Explo actually fueled enough. That's a massive problem right now.
It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. He will not be able to do anything right there. I think he will stay in 6th position. He will have enough of a gap to stay ahead of Max Strange and Kende. But he will not catch to Olympiakos. Ooh, and once again, like, it will be so close between GTHR and TRM for this win. I think the gap with IGTSH and GTGC will be too big. Olympiakos only finishing in last position on race 1. So right now it was. Oh, so GTGC can overtake GTHR with those results right now?
I don't believe so. I think GTGC was ahead of GTHR anyway. After Netino Consta and Digit changed positions, I think they were equal on points now. But I do believe that now that Digit is 1 position back and Netino is back in 2nd place, I think GTGC for now is safely into 2nd place. And obviously, given that TRM Explo is a bit low on fuel, I'm not sure how secured or how safe the lead of that. I mean, they do have 70 points lead, TRM over everyone else. Oh, that was a big jump there. But yeah, so I do believe that TRM still remains in 1st place, but I think GTGC is now safely in 2nd.
Now it's time for this huge battle for P3 between Sensei Akosh and Digit. Without in the house, take a last win. Did Digit already done some rounds or not?
Has he participated in some rounds? Yeah, so he was here in the semi-final. In the first race he got a podium. The second race, unfortunately, he made a mistake. But he was also here for the pre-qualification, actually, for the team as well.
So it was his first win night?
Yes, I do believe that's his first race win.
And
came
now he's
second.
in. We'll try on the inside of Sensei Yakosh. Meanwhile, Explo will stop, in fact, for a third stop. And they are now side to side, side by side.
Let's see if the guys will take it
And no
side by
Digit
side.
will take third position. Sensei Yakosh released. When Sensei Yakosh, it was so close with the inside right now. But he will stay behind Digit. Great move from the Croatian driver, and GTHR are still here. Explo will manage to stay on 6th position, and right now he will finally have enough fuel to finish the race, but he will not be able to catch 17.6. It's impossible for Explo to catch up without mistake Olympiakos. That he's doing a really great job right now. Like, it was hard for him in race 1, and yeah, they're huge race for him right now, E5. And meanwhile, Krohok is trying to. Oh yeah, he's being lapped. Okay, Ali in the house just. Oh, Krohok will straight.
In the house
Careful.
being lapped.
Yeah, because it's right now it's holding the house at his. Yeah, Krohok. Well, I think
will keep the
he just
position,
realized
that's-
that was the leader.
That's an interesting thing. We don't see that very often.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, a little, yeah. Wheel movement right now for Krohok. I don't think
It's a good way to confuse your opponents.
because technically you should know that it's a blue flag because Kevin is 38 seconds ahead. Like, it's a huge gap. I didn't saw that, but yeah, Krohok will not be able to gain any more position, and Kossi is not that far away. But this huge fight for P11 will be in the same time that driver in the lead will fight and go through in blue flags. So yeah, it's hard. Right now it's a tough situation.
We are coming up to the last 5 or 6 laps of the whole tournament, so if you guys are enjoying this and absolutely having a blast watching this, I do certainly hope that everyone is enjoying the racing as much as we are commentating. Please drop a like. There's only 2 likes yet, and we have 20 viewers, which is very, very appreciated, and thank you so much for the awesome figures on this circuit, on this stream. Don't forget to drop a subscribe as well for season 2 as well as the other content organized by IGTSH.
You just teased a season 2. Oh! Oh my god! We nearly had. I think every TRM fan right there just had a heart attack. Krohok with a huge moment right there. Nearly shunts the back of All in the House. All in the House
hasn't done anything. So far, oh, there he goes.
Yeah, once again it's okay. I once again try to add volume on your microphone. I don't know if it's in the good way, Dixon. It's too loud, or if it was too loud or too not loud. Oops. But I just some settings to give you a little bit more volume. We'll see if it's good or not.
So now Ollie should be safe from Krohok, which is a weird thing to say considering
Yeah.
he is 1 lap down. But
And Krohok will he will let through the other blue. Because Kossi did a mistake, so he can let through Antinos Consta. Yeah.
we sometimes obey the blue flags, sometimes we don't obey the blue flags. It's an interesting mix. I mean, it is a good strategy to maybe distract the opponents in front so he can help Digit maybe move a bit forward, as it does work. You see, it does work. Nitino does go off track, and I think he's actually 30 tires.
It's not that really legit, and now he will wait. Yeah, he will take the slipstream of his teammate. Oh no, he missed it! Oh, he missed it! Oh, that's not... clearly not lucky, and yeah, we'll need to let by Sensei Yakosh too. Yeah, I don't think it was what he planned, and he missed the slipstream from Digit. I think he wanted to take the slipstream from his teammate, but yeah, in fact he can't do much because Kevin's so far away. Yes, 38 seconds still. Without any mistake, it's impossible for Crowhawk to go back at Kevin in only 4 minutes, sorry. Last 4 minutes of racing for this season 1 of Clash of the Team. And I got to the end, and he will stay for 3 more laps. Like you said, you were saying that there will be 27 laps. I think it will be this, yeah. So 3 more laps right now for this.
Can we have a look at Explo's fuel by any chance? Just to see
so
how he's going?
right now here is all in the house. Then it's a little, slightly less for Antinos Constar. Then so Digit and All in the House have the exact same fuel, and Sensiakosh and Antinos Constar also have the same fuel. So not a huge difference. And Olympiakos right now is in P5, with behind him the lapped car of HKRT Kossi. And yeah, he has a lot of fuel. Explos too. I think everyone has enough.
Yeah, I think Explo will actually. So I'm not actually sure what happened with Explo then, because we did see only about 25% go back into his car at about 11 minutes left. So he's either done a phenomenal job of saving fuel, or it might have just been a visual glitch. But regardless, he should be able to go to the end.
However, we have a great fuel management from Napali, because I think he's too short for lap 27. But I think he will not have a lap 27. It will stop for him at lap 26. And I think, in fact, the last car will be either Explo or Max Range. It will be, yeah. Like top 5 will have a lap 27, but I don't know if Explo and Max Range will also have it. It will be really close for Explo, even more for Max Range. And meanwhile, we have a great battle for P8 between Kende and Napali. Hungarian v Slovakian battle. Thank you, Kakesh. Trying my best to say a word of French and English mistake. Let's say I have a great teacher, both in English and Hungarian.
Well, I study some French from Roman as well, so we are here
some
to become
cultured. Oh, and Kende once again, little mistake, and it will be last lap for them. And Napali will try. As Kende now can't move. He can't move once more. So Napali knows he will take the outside line. On the outside of Kende. Kende braking really late. But on the outside, Napali perfectly done. On the outside, Napali will take P8 away from IGTSH Kende. Nice move from the Slovakian driver.
Le extérieur.
Yeah, nice French.
Thank you. If I don't speak French, I can at least pretend that I do. So.
I'll not try it in Hungarian because obviously I don't want to embarrass every Hungarian in the chat right now. And it will be last lap for this Clash of the Team, and Digit is actually catching Antinos Constar on this last lap. Huge battle for second position, and it's really important for this final battle between TRM, GTGC and GTHR. Meanwhile, I think that someone is waiting for the finish, and yeah, it's down, and Explo will take 6th position for TRM. Max Range will take 7th position. So easy. Napali will take 8th position ahead of Kende after this really great battle between the two drivers. Napali 8th, Kende 9th. Kevin will be 10th, Crowhawk 11th, and Kossi 12th. And now it will be this battle that we need to follow between Digit and Antinos Constar. We'll check right now, and I think it will be a win from Holly in the house. Huge pressure for the Greek driver, put by the Croatian driver. It will go down the line.
As well. It's very low.
Yeah, they are all very low, but it will be a win for TRM Oli in the house. That will win here on last race on this clash of the team ahead of Antinos Consta. That will take P2 ahead of Digit. Really close one. Sensei Akosh will take 5th position, and the top 5 will be closed by Olympiakos Piraeus from GTGC. Great win for the TRM driver, and oh yeah, it's Crowhawk that will take P11 from GTHR. Hard race for him, and it will be really hard to handle, I think. And meanwhile, HKRT Kossi in 12th position. Oh, because yeah, he's okay. Don't have any fuel left. How was it, Dixon, for the presentation? Soiti. Oli in the house will take 1st position ahead of Antinos Konstas. Yeah. And yeah, it was a really eventful race, we'll say.
Yeah, definitely. And I actually have all of the final points actually all added together if you're interested, or if we should even announce that to the viewers while all the viewers are still here. We may share the final points, obviously, given that there will be no penalties, although I don't think that Max Range might get away with that penalty, that with that push that he did on Kevin and Kende. So there might be some penalties added to sometimes, but overall, if you're happy with me announcing the point standings for the final.
Yeah, you can.
We have TRM with Oli in the house taking the win. A very strong result. Behind him, Nito Consta from VQS, but also GTGC. Again, a very strong result. And GTHR in 3rd place for GTHR. Digit.
Yeah.
And Aikosh in 4th place. Now, remember this order of the teammates, or the order of the drivers, because in 6th position for the final of Clash of the Teams, obviously, given that there is no penalties, once again, I would like to mention this, if there are no penalties applied at the end of the race, the points are as follows. With HKRT, Hellenic Knights Racing Team, with Kevin and Kossi in 6th position with 109 points. In 5th position, we have KSR GP Team with Max Range and Napoli with 206 points. In 4th place, with Kenda and Akosh, as well as his 4th place finish, we have 234 points. In 3rd place, we have GTHR Blue with Digit and Crowhawk. That is 3rd place. GTHR Digit taking 3rd place, and they are 3rd in the standings. Yeah. Then I assume it's not too difficult to realize the trend that I'm going for here, because it is indeed the 2nd place is taken by GTGC, the Gran Turismo Greek community, thanks to Netino Consta's 2nd place finish, as well as Olympiakos' 5th position finish. And in 1st place by over 63 points. Ooh. In fact, exactly 63 points. We have Total Race Motorsport, TRM, with TRM Oli in the house, who has raced every single race of the entire season, has taken many victories at the start, had some unlucky races, but overall, in the end, he had once again another race victory, as well as his teammate TRM Explo, actually a very, very quick, in fact, probably the equally as quick or the 2nd quickest guy from TRM, taking Fingers position in 6th position in this 2nd race, obviously, as a teammate of Oli in the house. They will be winning the Clash of the Teams Season 1, given that there are no changes, but I don't think that the 63-point lead will change. Therefore, I think we are safe to announce that the champion of the Clash of the Teams Season 1 is indeed Total Race Motorsport, with Oli in the house, Explo, as well as TRM The Answer making an appearance. These and Finger, actually. So TRM Finger, these 4 drivers are the ones who have raced throughout the entire series, and I think they have taken the championship title as well.
So congrats to the Hungarian team, Total Race Motorsport, that will take 1st position ahead of the GT Greek community, helped by the Vanquish driver, obviously. Ooh. So I took the replay. So great move. I'll immediately. Okay, still everything in French, so absolutely sorry for that.
A bibliothèque.
Yeah. So then in third position, behind the first Hungarian and first Greek team, we'll have the first Croatian team, GT Hrvatska Red, not blue. I said blue, but it's GT Hrvatska Red. That's right.
No, it's GTHR Blue actually.
Okay,
So
okay.
they're GTHR.
So I said okay. So GT Hrvatska Blue, that will take third position. Then in fourth, it will be the second Hungarian team, obviously the home team for this channel, and also the team of my consultant Richie, obviously. IGTSH, Independent GTS Hungary. And then the first Slovakian team that will take fifth position with KSZR. And then second Greek team will finish in sixth position, Hellenic Knights Racing team in sixth position. And then technically we can go a little back doing this. By if you want to extend the leaderboard, it will be seventh position for GT Hrvatska Red, obviously. That will go away with 185 points on Group A for the semi-final. So yeah, second we have eight for the top 8. We have 5 different nations, so it's great, I think. And if I struggle by things to say that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have managed to connect with this with this championship, obviously, thanks to our connections at GTHR and IGTSH as well. GTHR is familiar, I should say, with all the other Balkan teams, with obviously the L team as well as most of the British teams as well. They have very good connections with, as well as from different championships, as well as IGTSH's really good connections with the French teams, have obviously Zefix, as well as other Greek teams as well, like HKRT, and even GTGC that we both brought together. I think thanks to our awesome connections at both GTHR and IGTSH, we have managed to bring a really nice diversity of nations and different drivers to the entire championship, and we are really, really grateful to have had pretty much an influence on not only just in one continent but also two, because we actually had Sikkim with the American flag actually driving for the French team of Zefix. So yeah, I do believe we have reached a lot of different nations and a lot of different drivers living in different countries, and we are really, really grateful to have provided an awesome racing for so many different types of people and different from different origins and different teams.
And we'll see. So you teased us a season 2, I think.
Yeah, season 2. Well, it really depends. I think season 2.
Okay. We'll see. Like, don't rush. If you have no idea or etc., don't you? But if you don't want to talk about it, don't worry.
I mean, we can tease that all the drivers a little bit. I think, given that this series has been so successful with the season 1, we have had so many new concepts that we weren't expecting to work immediately, and yet it did with some explanation. So I do believe that because of the success of the first season, I think we can definitely do a season 2. But when it will be or where it will be, we don't know yet. But we can guarantee that everyone will be contacted about it.
So yeah. We just saw once again the first chicane, so we nearly had every info that we needed, but right now we need the second chicane, so it was between costs. Oh, and I don't think they were... No, they were really away from each other. It was right there. And what was the second event?
The second event was between Napoli and one more of the, I think the other HKRT driver, maybe Kevin.
You'll see once again they were clearly far away from each other. Napoli was already last.
Okay.
So we already
that
saw
case,
the HKRT driver, and now the view from Napoli. And it's a strange one.
Did he spin? Did he get thrown away by the curb, or what happened?
Okay.
Oh my god, okay. So he did hit the wall, but...
It was more logic from Kosik. Ah, no, no. Just forgot what I said. Okay, I said nothing.
Okay, we are totally not advertising the limitations of this game. We are obviously looking at a simulator, so please excuse the lag. But yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, they are clearly driver faults. I think the
Probably.
replay doesn't show them hitting the wall, but they did hit the wall on their screen. So just telling the all the viewers that they didn't just suddenly hit something, although they missed it. It's just our perspective, and we don't see where they were driving on that part of the track. But in the real scenario, they actually did hit the wall there. So it is a mistake by the drivers. So there is no one to blame here.
What were the? Oh yeah, it was the first incident with Crowhawk that we didn't see. Oh. Okay, so it was on lap 5. I just remembered it. And then, if you want, I can go once again on the other. You already saw it.
It's fine.
Oh,
yeah,
so unfortunate. Okay. So he saved it, but not for the right wall, let's say. Very unfortunate for him.
Very unlucky, obviously, as I did mention many times over the stream, and I promise I will not keep repeating myself, but the cars are very low and the curbs are really high, and given that there is so little grip of the track into the grass and into the runoff areas, it's very incredibly difficult to actually hold the car in a straight line once the driver leaves the track, even just a slight amount with only 2 wheels. So it is within the nature of these cars, so it was a little bit expected. So yeah, it's just typical driver mistakes. Unfortunately, I do believe the only incident we did see between 2 drivers were actually the 2 incidents was the side by side with Explo, who was unfortunately I think just caught up in a racing incident. I don't think that's the other driver's fault to blame, or they should be blamed, as well as the little push by Max Range on HKRT Kevin into Kenda as well. I think that was
we saw it on the.
Yes,
on the
I know,
stream, obviously.
but I'm just saying that in general it was mostly driver mistakes
Yeah.
made in the race once again. So nothing to worry about there. I think overall it was really nice, clean, fair racing. We did see a few mistakes by most drivers. I do believe most of the lead drivers didn't actually hit the chicane or cause any damage to their cars, but they were slightly still vulnerable to making some mistake, as we did see Netino Consta actually sliding off, which is why Digit managed to pass him in one of the laps. So these tiny mistakes, but in the end it was affordable by everyone. I think Oli in the house actually had a phenomenal drive in the second race, so very well deserved by TRM to take this final round. I don't think he has made any many mistakes, if in fact he has made any at all. So very good job by all the drivers. And congratulations. For now, provisional. It's not official yet. If our viewers would like to see the final results of the championship, make sure that you follow us on Facebook. We will be announcing the final winner there with some really awesome posts and some appreciation to all of the contestants that have participated here. So please once again stay tuned on our Facebook page for the official results. But for now, it looks like TRM does take the season 1 of the GTHR and IGTSH organized Clash of the Teams championship, with GTGC in 2nd place, GTHR in 3rd, IGTSH in 4th, KSR in 5th, and Hellenic Knights Racing Team in 6th place.
And yeah, I think it's already the end of those 6 weeks of racing for these first tournaments organized by IGTSH, like TVT technically, because I know there's a lot of other tournaments that you can also have on this channel. Obviously not in English, but still, if you can understand Hungarian, and have great content here, or at least English a few times, because maybe if there's another season, I will maybe be here and with Richie. So yeah, we'll never know. Right now we don't have any idea, because let's finish the first season. But yeah, it was a great experience for me to have a whole championship in English. So yeah, it was a great experience. So thanks also for the opportunity from you, IGTSH, and Rishi, obviously. So, so yeah, it was great fun, and I hope you enjoyed it, even though it was a baguette accent.
I would like to interrupt and take this opportunity, obviously, because I think Roman is too modest, I should say, to actually do some self-promotion. So I will do it for him instead, because I do think he absolutely deserves it. So obviously myself, IGTSH Richie, I am a part of the IGTSH team, which is the host channel, obviously, of this stream. But obviously for the whole season, except for obviously the semi-final, we had Roman GT Illusion next to me for this whole series, who is, well, I think personally, I think the biggest French GT sports streamer, competing with Benjix Motors, who is actually taking a lot of different games who stream. But regardless, if you are interested in all the leagues going on in French, maybe, or the RA, the G Cup, for example, Romain Grosjean's esports teams organized sort of events that will be all hosted by GT Illusion, absolutely please do give him a follow. He does host awesome tournaments, and he does a phenomenal job in French. He is very serious about what he does, and I do hope so that did come across in all of the streams, the level of professionalism that he shows. So once again, thank you to Roman for coming here for this whole series and joining me on this, especially given the extra challenge of you having to comment it in English, which was your first time doing it, doing a commentary, in fact 6 commentaries or 5 commentaries, which wasn't in French. So absolutely hats off. Especially, I don't think you even studied English. I do believe it is self-taught. Is it correct?
No, technically, no. In France, it's you must go through a lot of English still, but it's
so
not really well.
Some English in school, but it's definitely not to the level that he taught himself how to speak. So yeah, without any major teaching of English and being in a fully French environment, I think he's done a very, very phenomenal job in English. So please, if you do think that he's done a phenomenal job, please drop him a like and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, as well as on his other platforms. He does need the support as well as the subscription and the popularity, obviously, not only in English but also in his native language, in which he does a phenomenal job, just like in English. So please do give him a follow as well.
So cute. No, yeah, it was a great fun, and yeah, maybe we'll continue this. Obviously, this kind of tournaments, championship, and English live stream, etc. So yeah, we will see, and yeah, I think it's the end of this clash of the team. It was a great one. Congratulations to every team that participates, that went through the races from the group A, B, and C, obviously. It was a great time, and yeah, I hope you like you, how can I say it, enjoy your this creation of this first event for you, because it wasn't an event, it was a whole championship. So the next step, obviously, and yeah, I hope it was a great experience for you too, to have your first English, technically, cast, etc. His first event. It's on the chat too, even though it's hard for him to understand everything in English. He's been really also kind and yeah, really helpful technically to know everything, etc. So yeah, it was great, and yeah, thank you everyone. And yeah, I think this live stream can be now out. So see you on another championship, Richie.
Yep, see you soon. I hope we will meet with both Roman, with both all of these teams that were participating, as well as all the viewers. We had a lot of fun commentating. We hope you had equally as much fun watching. And thank you once again. I was Richie, and thank you for this awesome journey that I could take on with all the viewers and the whole championship, and with you, Roman.
So this stream is now done. Thanks everyone to have seen it, and see you on another championship. Bye.